I told our guys that after the game that one of the most important things that we're going to do here is form an identity of who we are and what we're going to be known for. That may be the most important thing that we do this year. Good, bad, or indifferent, every team is known for something. And before you can become good, you have to get an identity. And for 40 minutes a day, and we work on this. It's taken me until the middle of January to teach Chicken how to compete. He had no clue. He had no clue how to compete. And there's a huge difference in someone playing hard versus competing. When you have the deficiencies we have on the inside and interior, our only chance is to outcompete people. And that's not easy to do. I knew that we would become a better basketball team when I didn't have to go to practice every day and coach effort. If I'm spending all my time coaching effort, then we're not getting better in basketball. Now, this game tonight, for 40 minutes, I was proud of my team. They competed. They played their hearts out. The team we played is a good team. There's a reason they won at Memphis, won at East Carolina, had a chance to win at Temple. I mean, this is a good team. But we bowed up and played them nose to nose for 40 minutes. We missed some free throws down the stretch. We had a bad foul with single digits on the shot clock. We made a poor decision in transition. Little things like that. But, we're getting better. Our practices are getting better. We're learning how to compete harder. And those are things that are positives that will play well for us as we go forward.
Kelvin, are you anywhere near even close to forming an identity, or is it still too soon?
Tonight was our identity.
What?
Tonight was our identity.
Which is?
How hard we played, how hard we competed. I didn't have one guy that I was disappointed in his effort. Not one. We're good enough to play with a lot of these teams. I mean, you think about it. We've had tonight's game was decided in the last 30, 40 seconds. East Carolina in the last 20 seconds. Arkansas, Pine Bluff overtime, Central Florida overtime, Boise State overtime, South Carolina State. I mean, to have a great year, you win all your close games. And I've had years like that where you say, wow, look how many wins. Well, the games that could have went either way, we won all those games. Right now, the games can go either way. We're not winning them. Now, one of the things we got to do, obviously, is a thing that hurts us is depth. We just don't have a lot of bodies that we can put out there can help us win games. I only played 7 guys tonight.
You're obviously trying to change culture on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too much to ask to try to do that in 6 months, 5 months, where you're at right now?
I think we're making progress on it, Mark. It's actually a great question. Culture is something you build every day. And we talk about it directly and indirectly every day. Look at the difference in Chicken tonight versus 2 months ago. 2 months ago, he was almost comatose. Couldn't get him to say, but there's probably nobody on this team I've ridden harder and challenged more in practice every day. Because at some point, coaches can't let kids fail. You have to get them to believe in themselves sometime. Chicken had no idea how good a player he could be. When I got here, I think he saw himself as the 6th or 7th best player. He didn't have that mentality. Now, he's a major part of everything we do. We get him out to the three-point line. We make these centers go out there and guard him. Now, Chicken gives up a lot inside. When that ball hits the rim, he's 188 pounds, for God's sake. The guy he's guarding today was 260. Does his best. We're not going to be this size deficient forever. Now, I love J.C. Washington. J.C. Washington is 6'4.5", and he weighs 215. He's our backup center. We just don't have. They hurt us in an area today. If we could have defensive rebounded, held them to one shot, and got some stops in those key possessions, we had a bad foul with single digits on the shot clock. They didn't make those mistakes. But that guy's been there about 5 years. His team's in place. He's got kids that they've coached, through their junior year, senior year, their guards. we're going to be there one day.
Chicken, some of the things that he mentioned, when did, for you, the light bulb, so to speak, come on? When did you kind of feel like some of the things that coach was telling you, writing you in practice, that it really kind of took hold of it?
Just gave in, he told me practice harder, so I started to practice harder like this whole month. Been going harder every day, just trying to get better. And he told me just be aggressive every time.
Checking out hard to be happy about a career night, career day, but this game is about winning and losing, and you didn't win.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. I thought about the game the whole night. I didn't really sleep much, but we got Cincinnati on Wednesday. Now I'm gonna be aggressive again.
Kelvin, have you been able to figure out what his upside might be, or is it still too soon to know how good he can be?
No, it comes down to consistency. You had a good game tonight. Well, like you said, we got a game Wednesday. We don't give out individual awards. The bottom line is leading your team to win. There was a time and score situations, and it's all about teaching. We had the lead, I think, and LJ made a great decision of pushing the ball in transition, kicked it out to J-Rod for a potential corner three in transition. Open shot, that's a good shot for us. He skipped it to Chicken, and I think, I can't remember if he traveled or just turned it over. But see, those are time and score situations, and he's got to learn that. And he's learning on the fly. Chicken's a sophomore, but he's just doesn't have a lot of experience. He's going through things for the first time. But he's got a chance. He's got a chance. But he's got to show me every day how important practice is. I've never seen an outstanding player that wasn't a great practice player.
At what point during the season, up to this point right now, have you seen a let it go wrong for not just one guy, but as a unit on the floor with five guys says, okay, just go play, and we just get it done?
Yeah, well, I thought we made strides in that tonight. I mean, all the games we're playing now, Memphis obviously is with the front line we have right now, that's a hard matchup. SMU is going to be a hard matchup. Cincinnati, teams that are 6'10", 6'9", 250 across the front line, that's a hard matchup for us. We can't do a whole lot about that. Although I thought our zone tonight was good. We're putting different stuff in. We're trapping out of a zone tonight. We put that in practice, and I thought gave us a great chance tonight. But we're just getting everybody to play to their ceilings. That's what coaches do. I mean, my job is to get every player to maximize his abilities. That's what I'm trying to do. Getting Chicken to believe he's better and to expect more and to set higher standards, raise his level of expectation for himself first. Forget what other people say. What is your level of expectation? But he didn't have one. He didn't have a very high one. Sometimes you got to, before they can believe in themselves, sometimes you got to believe in them. You look at Devontae tonight. J-Rod couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat tonight, but did a great job on Dabney that second half. We couldn't guard Dabney the first half. So I switched and put J-Rod on him. J-Rod did a great job. Everybody did something really good tonight. We just came up a little bit short on the scoreboard.
On the offensive side with J-Rod, Kelvin, the three-pointers the last few games, at some point, do you tell him or want him to maybe drive a little bit more, shoot a little bit? I mean, is that it?
No, I don't want him driving.
Or, more of a, I don't want to say a manageable shot, but you just let him work?
No, yeah, I think you have to, Joseph. I mean, I really understand your question, and obviously thoughts always run through your head, but if he's going to play on this team, he's got to shoot open threes. Obviously, if he'd have made a couple tonight, might have won. LJ made his free throws, might have won. Chicken don't turn the ball over there, might have won. You point to a lot of things during the game, but I think he was 2 for 15 last game, 2 for 13. What's that? 4 for 28. It's hard for your best scorer, but I also think that shows you how much our team's improving. He goes 2 for 13, 0 for 8. We got a chance to win the game. Chicken's playing better. Devontae's starting to come back around again. Chuck played well off the bench. Mikal gave us some moments. We just, I know you guys get sick of hearing me say this because I do, but we just don't have a great margin of error in these games. But I thought we played offensively today about as well as we can play outside of not making many threes. But our threes, figuring out how this team can play and how it needs to play. We're trapping the post. Chicken really doesn't get hurt defensively on low post because we trap so hard and his man gets the ball. But on the other end, we made those big guys go to the three-point line. That one kid couldn't guard him, so their coach took him out of the game and put in that other kid. But all these things are teaching moments. Chicken got a technical, which he didn't understand was also a personal foul or a common foul. And that gave him, I think, his second or third at the time. I can't remember, maybe his second. But also was a 5-point play. So, we a lot of things we can clean up, and that's all I care about. All I care about from here until March 8th, March 15th, when this season is over. This is going to be a successful year for us if we can continue the path we're on and have a culture. I think back to April 3rd and now today. We've gone from April 3rd to what's the date of today?
Today is 17th.
To January 17th. And team finally looks like I would want my team to look. But it's taken us that long. Now, this year's going to be over soon enough. Next year we'll start. When next season starts, we will start where we finish. We don't have to start over again. And that's the thing that I'm excited about.
On the depth, you mentioned the depth earlier, 7 guys, you played shorthanded most of the year. Anything updated on Weary?
Yeah, Weary was late for we had a little shoot around at 7:30 this morning. He didn't quite make it to the court on time. So that's part of your culture.
Jeff, I've got one quick question, if you don't mind. Kelvin, how much is your lack of muscle down low, lack of depth, affecting how you're coaching right now?
I've had teams.
Say what?
Yeah, no, your X's and Y's, I have to coach around it. For instance, Chicken's 6'10", but he can't post up. He's got no post-up game. Now, that's what the summer's for. You don't all of a sudden become a great player during the season. Basketball players are made from March to October. Basketball teams are made from October to March. And that's part of the culture, teaching these kids that. When Chicken goes into the summer, he's got to become a more reliable three-point shooter. He's got to be a more reliable free throw shooter. And he's got to be a dependable catch-and-face guy from inside 10 feet. Because he can get to the free throw line. I mean, for God's sake, he was shooting 44% from the free throw line coming into the day. Today he goes 7 for 9, and really he should have gone 9 for 9. Because Chicken's a good free throw shooter. But mentally he's learning to tighten things up so his expectation level will go up. And when that goes up, all these things across the board will be good. He's not going to average 31 points, but Chicken's one of those guys that down the road can be an all-conference player.
Thank you very much.